You're listening
You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the Fresh Takes
podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Fresh Takes podcast. I'm your host, Tim, alongside Pat, who's milking the shoulder, and Tank, who plays fourth place in the Home Run Derby. A lot further than we thought he would make it.
Very far than I legit thought I was only going to go the very first round. I was going to be knocked out.
He kind of lucked out and got that second round bye, though.
I did. I'm not going to lie. Not gonna lie, I milked that second round bye.
Yeah. So before we jump into this week, how you guys feel about the Derby? How did it went? Anything you guys would change, critique? You know,
I think my biggest thing I would change is we would have the full turnout that we wanted, which was 16 participants.
Yeah, we ended up only having 10.
Yeah, and I wish that, we did have 12 kind of commit or whatever. I wish we would have had the 12 that said that they were going to be there. Those are my biggest critiques. I think it really went well, better than I expected. And it went quicker than I expected, too.
I think the only things I would change up is, and this is kind of fault to my injury and all, but definitely look at the field before we just decide on one. And then bump it down to 12 pitches instead of 20. I think that was the biggest thing. Just how many pitches we had.
I could change one thing.
Even with the 20, but even with the 20 pitches, I think it went quicker than I don't know about you. I felt like it went quicker than it.
Yeah. For having that many rounds of 20 and it only taking 2 hours. Yeah.
I think the other thing is having more people for the outfield. Because, after people were getting eliminated, they just would leave because they didn't want to stick around. So in the finals, we had 2 people out in the outfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that. And then behind the pitcher, infielder that can round up all the ones that are being thrown in and just rebucket them. Yeah, so there's not that pause. And we could probably bracket ahead of time if we do it random like we did there. If all 3 of us just draw names or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to save that little bit of time. But
yeah, and the whole conference thing, maybe just ask the people what team they like. And if they like an NFC team, put them in the NFC column. If they like an AFC team, put them in the AFC column. Yeah. Make it a whole lot easier that way.
I am happy that the first 3 people I pitched to, it took almost 2 buckets to get to 20. And then by the end it was solid contact after contact, but there weren't any real pops.
Grady did text me afterwards and he said the only things that he would have changed is, and the one that he wanted to change, I think, was just so that he could win, was back in the 2000s during the MLB Home Run Derby, they carried your home runs over into the next round. So his 2 home runs would have went all the way to the finals and Logan would have had to have hit 2 home runs to beat him. But nowadays they don't do that. It's whoever has the most at the end of the round, they advance and they reset their home runs. And I was like, that's what we were going off of. And he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then the only other thing he said was maybe have the pitcher stand a little closer so they can throw a little faster. Because a faster ball would make it go
to get
further
the draft.
out. Yeah.
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 But and I
I
told him,
mean,
I was like, next year when I can actually look at a field and walk around and do stuff, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
I feel like if the smaller field, like there was a lot of pretty deep outfield hits, but like
Yeah.
none that if we get like I don't know how many feet that would be, but 20 feet
I was
shorter
gonna
of
say,
fence.
I mean, shoot, I'll even like the idea of a 10 hit off the T-ball field style.
I wouldn't do off the tee. That's not really a home run derby. That's just batting practice. But
But
yeah, that's some things that we'll aim for next year as we are officially announcing next year in April. We're going to be shooting for the next home run derby. Got to make sure it's not during a actual game that people are playing at that point because I think springtime is when baseball happens around here.
yeah. Quick question: what were your all's thoughts about the trophy?
The trophy was pretty cool.
Very
Like I
nice.
said, when
Nice
the wife
person.
ordered it, she surprised me, and it to me gave off a lot of the Vince Lombardi trophy vibes,
Hmm.
except for having a baseball on top. So I mean, it was really cool how she kind of pinpointed that without really asking me which one I wanted. So kudos to the wife.